This works.
All right, we are live. It's the 228th episode of the Mina's House podcast. We are back together like Voltron. I'm Mina SayWhat.
Garnett Briscoe.
Dexter Stuckey.
I'm glad you didn't forget this time, Garnett, because sometimes when Shayna's not here,
I
you
don't
have your
forget.
little brain farts.
I do it on purpose.
Oh, is that what that is?
Keeps us on our toes.
Hey, you know, but sometimes you gotta have a moment of silence for the people that's not with us today. That's all.
She didn't die.
I know, but she's just not here today. So just respectfully give her that split second. And then I hop into it.
I want to tip my hat off to Dexter, who literally just hopped off a plane and made it to the pod. I mean,
But you know what's crazy? My standing in customs was longer than the plane ride. We got to get that together. There's something called pre-check or something like that. Something, I don't know what it is.
There's global. There's a global one
yeah.
and a pre-check. Yeah.
They say if you pay $100, you only pay it once every 5 years. You don't have to stand in line. I don't know who I got to give my money to, but they are going to get it. Like it is. We got to do better with it. We got to do better.
When I came from Jamaica, same thing. We were on that entry to get back into the United States forever.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, really.
Yeah.
I'm just
impressed that you made it.
I literally was like, first of all, I didn't realize today was Wednesday until you text and was like, oh, we got the pod. And I'm like, was it? And then I was like, okay. And I was like, I missed 3 weeks. I'm not missing another week. So
and then like I'm giving birth any day now.
I mean, I saw those pictures you posted tomorrow. You're not gonna make it past the week.
I'm giving birth tomorrow.
Yeah, you're not. I saw the one picture you were laying down. I was like, how the hell did she get up?
With a lot of help. Yeah, we might not have a pod next week for the next couple of months.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't know when this baby's dropping and I don't know how my life is going to be, you know? So this might turn into a maternity podcast. Who knows?
Are you excited? Like, how do you feel now? Like you're nervous?
I'm anxious. I'm not nervous because I'm prepared. I took a lot of classes. Like I took labor classes, birthing classes, breastfeeding class. I went to I took a lactation course. I did a CPR course, a sleeping course. They literally like have everything for mothers now. So you don't go in there like not feeling like you're not prepared.
Mina, I'm gonna say this on behalf of all of the women that gave birth before. You're gonna throw all that training out the window. That's gonna be the difference.
No, but Mina's a planner though. Like she's
out
it and follow.
It's a planner to that head start poking out. And it's like, oh, I've never felt.
Well, look, I'm telling them to give me all the drugs, so I might not even feel the head. Okay.
It's funny too because you're in that stage that I feel like nobody talks about. Like people always talk about the gender reveal, like the baby showers and stuff like that. But then there's that period in between, like where all that stuff is done, the photo shoots and stuff are done, and it's like the baby is coming, but not quite. And nobody talks about this time frame
because it's hell. Like, it's like if I eat a little bit too much salt, my feet hurt, my hands hurt, my knees hurt. I'm bloated, you know, like nothing fits. The house was a mess. Last week, we couldn't do our pod because literally in this room was all the gifts. I had 2 baby showers and we put all the gifts in this very room that I'm in and it was chaos in here. And then my shelf broke. Like out of all periods of time for my shelf to break, my shelf broke. So there's clothes everywhere. It was mass chaos. And this is supposed to be the baby's room, right? Like we're supposed to convert this into the baby's room. And then eventually we have to move to another house because we need more space. But the way the housing market is right now, that's not happening, right?
Yes, it is. Just call me if you need me.
Oh my God, here go this guy.
But it's weird because a lot of people say like your skin starts to glow and your hair grows, and that stuff is happening for you. Like I see it. Your hair looks longer.
Yeah, my hair is nice. My lips are fuller, you know. I literally I went to BJ's today because I'm shopping in bulk for everything, because I don't know how I'm going to be after I give the baby, after I give birth. And I don't know if I'm going to have time to go buy stuff that, and like, look, he does the shopping, but I feel like, I want to do the shopping. Like, I got to get certain things that he's not going to get, So yeah, I mean, when I go out, people are just staring at me all the time, and I'm like, I don't know why they're staring at me. Do I look really pretty, or am I like, are they like, why is this pregnant woman at the store?
No, go with that. Go with they're looking at me because I look so good.
So yeah, there's benefits to it, definitely, but I'm a planner, like you mentioned, Dexter. So these things, I may not use them, Garnett, but they make me feel prepared for this major change that's happening in my life. And it's all about, what I learned is, it's all about being comfortable, right? Whatever makes you comfortable in this space, that's what it's about. So taking these classes and talking to professionals and people who have done it, it makes me feel a little bit more prepared for what I'm going to encounter in my life, which you can't even prepare for, to be honest. We actually have a guest today, and he's joining us on time, which I am so surprised. We're over here yapping about my pregnancy. So his name is Ohno, and I'm gonna let him in right now. Oh, he was there. Okay, he'll come back probably, but I guess we can't start our discussions yet because he's about to come on. But overall, I think the big thing is Beyonce.
Yeah.
Overall, and we're gonna get more in depth into this after we speak to Ohno. But overall, there's so much drama with this album. Overall, what do you guys think?
I didn't listen to it. All I saw was the drama. That's all. I saw Khalees going off. I saw apparently Beyonce changed something, right? Then she
a lyric, yeah.
Yeah. I saw the cover art, which was, amazing to me. I liked it. I like seeing Beyonce like that on a horse that's like glass and sparkly. Yeah,
sure.
But yeah, and yes. But yeah, I haven't had enough time to even like dig into it. I wish I could lie and say I did, but that'd be lying. I can't do that.
I don't think the music's for you, Garnett.
I appreciate that too. Yeah.
All right, before we get to Dexter, let's let Ohno in, okay? Here he is. Our guest is joining us. He probably has to get his video. Your audio is on. We're just waiting on your video. There we go.
Good to go.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Hi, how are you?
My bad. I just muted y'all for a quick second. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Your name's Ohno, right?
Yeah, it's Ohno.
Ohno, welcome to the pod. My name is Mina SayWhat. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. I appreciate for you guys having me. I'm glad to be here.
My name is Garnett Briscoe. Pleasure to meet you, man.
Likewise, man.
Dexter Stuckey, again, pleasure to meet you. Glad to have you on the pod today.
Hell yeah. Oh, you got the green screen going?
we all kind of have to. We all kind of like have something going on just because we're in different places. So we try to.
I gotta add something to mine.
Wait, well, so Dexter just hopped off a flight. So Dexter just hopped off a flight. So you can't tell him nothing right now.
That's right. Oh man.
So no, I'm really excited to talk to you because you're actually like a bilingual rapper.
Yeah.
Out of the West Coast, you're out of LA, and you're signed to Rock Nation, right?
Def Jam,
right? So that's a big deal, man. How's everything for you? Just kind of navigating the music industry, and just trying to find your place and what's going on musically right now.
Off top, just being signed by Def Jam is just like a huge thing to me. You know what I mean? It's like it's crazy. Just being from the West Coast, being Mexican, it's such a huge thing. I feel very accomplished. I know my team does too. Right now I'm doing all types of, every day I'm recording new stuff. I'm trying out different sounds and stuff like that. Right now I'm in the middle of finding the right sound for me. But we're going in right now, working on a new project. I just dropped one, Sunshine in a Bag, about like two months ago. I mean, so yeah, it's going crazy. I dropped my video too. It's at about 200,000 already. So it's really exciting. It's an exciting adventure right now. You know, it's going crazy.
Can I just tell you, while I was doing my research on you, I had like notes and notes and notes. I'm like, wow, this is so fascinating. Like, why is he calling this boycott and all this stuff like this, right? And I'm reading this stuff, and then I realized it wasn't you. It's Apollo Ohno, like the Olympic. And I'm just like, this is wild to me, that because like it's not a name that you hear that often. Is that like your actual last name, or is that a stage name you came up with?
Yeah, it's a stage name. When I was doing like underground, it was more of like a reaction from my fan base at the time. Transitioning from underground to commercial, I figured that would be like, oh nah, like that's whack, you know what I mean? So it was a reaction, but yeah, I love the name, you know what I mean?
I like that too. It definitely sticks out, I'll tell you that.
I saw, you know, it's 2022 now. You know, you've been doing your thing, uploading videos and stuff since you've been like 14, a teenager.
Yeah.
You know, it seems like you dropped your first project around 2015, right? Like ones that's like at least out on the platforms.
Yeah.
You know, kind of just explain your come up as like you're technically a quote unquote new artist, right? But you've been doing it for a while. You've gotten yourself to a point where, you know, you're signed right now, man. So if you could just, you know, explain like your come up, how it was to, you know, get from where you started to where you're at.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, it was definitely a little crazy for me. When I was young, so I've always been into music, you know what I mean? I would always go out to like Compton, Watts area. I'd be recording at one of my friends' places. This was before I even had a fan base or anything. I was just trying it. And well, it was just like a hobby of mine. And when I was like, I want to say 12, my mom got deported. So she was out in Mexico and I was staying with my aunt, and I would always by bus travel out to LA all the time just to hit the studios all the time. And I just did that, you know what I mean? I got kicked out when I was like 14 because I was chasing this music stuff. And that's when I really started building my fan base at age 14. That's when it started going crazy. I linked up with one of my boys named 92. He went by Infamizi back then. And he did my engineering, my beats. He did my videos. He showed me everything, how to do everything. And we went hard. I grew a fan base. He got deported later on. And I pretty much I had to learn how to do everything myself. So I picked up how to do everything, and then I started doing it for myself. And to this day, I do a lot of the stuff. You know, I engineer myself. I do my designs. I direct my videos. I write my treatments. I do pretty much everything. So yeah, it's crazy. It's a lot of hard work, to be honest. Especially like I know a lot of other artists only do like the music stuff, but I like to be hands-on on everything. So because of that, I stress myself out, but it's worth it. I like to know what's going on. You know what I mean? So
that sounds like Def Jam to run up that bag for you, man. It sounds like that. Pay up, man.
I just think it's like, it says a lot about you for your mom to be deported and for you to really like focus your energy on your career. How was that moment? Because that's your mom. That's like the most important woman of your life.
Absolutely.
You're young. You said you were 14. I mean, how do you even live life at 14 without your mom? And it's not like, it's like she's in a whole nother country. You can't even go and see her. I mean, talk about that experience and just focusing after that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was a little crazy. I mean, especially since the fact that my mom's the one that raised me. Like mainly, my dad left when I was probably like 6 or 7, something like that. So my mom's the one that always raised me, you know what I mean? So I mean, going through it, it was tough, but I thank God that I felt almost like numb to it. So I didn't let it really affect me. I don't know how it happened. It just happened that way. Cause I know my brother, you know, it affects my brother sometimes. It affects my sisters in some way. So, but for some reason, I talk to them about it, and it's not like that with me. I'm not sure why. I thank God all the time, but yeah, I mean, I stay headstrong. That's probably one of the reasons why I'm so headstrong and stuff like that, and like emotionally like strong. Maybe.
Are you the oldest?
I'm not. I'm the middle child.
That's what it is. The middle kids, it's us. Like we're the ones that keep it together. It's always
Yeah, I also heard that, I don't know if it's true, but I heard that the middle child gets the least love. Is that true?
Yes, yeah, get neglected.
Yeah. Are there any artists that you like compare yourself to? Like, you know how like everybody has like inspiration and everything. Do you have that, given that your music is so different from most people that are out there?
I don't feel like I do. Yeah, no, I don't feel like I do, but there's a lot of artists that I do feel have influence over me. You know what I mean? There's certain things that they do that I'm just like, oh wow, like that's so dope. But I don't think I compare myself.
Okay.
I was gonna say that I don't like, we have Cardi B, right? Cardi B does pop, you know, she speaks Spanish, she does rap. I don't think there's a male counterpart for that. Like
Bad Bunny is similar.
He's more Latin. Like I would say he's more in the Latin lane. That's true, he doesn't. And like people, you know, rappers mess with him like Drake or whatever, but he's not really truly, in my opinion, he's not really truly mainstream crossover. You know, like every song that he puts out is not on the pop chart or even being played by the hip hop charts. Like I don't think there's a male that, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's a male that has done that. I mean, I can only think of maybe Fat Joe, you know.
I actually seen this clip of Fat Joe. He was saying something like, he was like, once there's a Mexican, that person's gonna be like the biggest person in the world. And like when I saw that, I was all like, damn, like I felt like he was talking to me. Right. I was all like, yo, my boy.
Let me ask you this. So I'm Spanish too. And I'm on, you know, I do hip hop, you know, I'm on the radio on hip hop stations. I always find people try to put me in a box, right? So people either try to put me in like that Spanish box or like, you know, the hip hop box. And I don't know why. It's like we're all very I think as people, we're just complex people. It doesn't matter what race you are. It doesn't matter where you're from. We're complex. We like different things. Yeah. You know, how does that happen to you in the industry now while you're making music? Like people are trying to put you in boxes to make you like market to a certain audience. And how are you dealing with that if that is happening to you?
Right now, not so much, but I remember back then for some reason, I would always get put into like a Chicano rap box, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, nah, like, no, my music first, like, it's not that, you know what I mean? But no, now it's definitely a little different, you know what I mean? Yeah, for sure different.
Do you have a dream collaboration, like an artist that if you could work with, you're like, this is it, like I've made it, I'm good to go here?
I mean, probably only because every song this person gets on, it goes big, probably a Drake collab.
Okay.
Know? Just
I slightly thought you were gonna say Fat Joe, but okay.
No, I mean I love Joey, but if it's like Joey or Drake, hello,
because you know, go with Drake. That's a full circle moment. It's like a personal full circle moment for him with Fat Joe.
We going global, Dex. Come on.
Talk to him. All right, so like, you know, you're from the West Coast. That's a place where a lot of legends have came. It's a lot of influence in the game right now coming from the West Coast. You know, how has being from that coast and like maybe getting the support because you're from there kind of like influenced you? And like, how do you feel like right now hip hop is being influenced by the West Coast?
I mean, I feel like West Coast definitely influenced hip hop. I mean, so does the East Coast though. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I feel like they both bring a lot. But you know, we're specifically like Latino sound in the West Coast is starting to get a little more tapped into. I think that's really dope. You know what I mean? Because in the East Coast, Latinos have been heard a lot, but in the West Coast, not so much. So I feel like that's starting to pop out a little more, which I personally think is fire. I feel like it's starting. My time's coming. Maybe, hopefully. No, it is. My time's coming.
It is.
You feel me? So yeah, most definitely.
Oh no, tell me about the day you got signed to Def Jam. Like, how'd you make that happen?
It took it took a little time, but the day it finally happened, I felt change. I felt like, wow, this is a huge opportunity. It's really about to go. We got a big machine behind us now. That's how I still feel. We're just gathering the perfect project to really push and just to go crazy with. So yeah, I still feel very like, yo, things are about to go. Things are about to go. I'm still very excited. It's a blessing. You know what I mean? I'm very appreciative of it. Steve, Mojo, Frisco, Brandon, everybody who helped me make it happen. Like, it's super dope. You know, I'm excited for the future.
Why did you think they signed you though? Like, what did they see in you think? Like, did you know, like, oh yeah, they gonna sign me, I got this? Like,
nah, because we were having a lot of meetings. We were taking a lot of meetings and stuff like that. So I wasn't fully sure if they were, but all I could think is maybe just the fact that, you know, the whole Spanish thing is an untapped market and it's barely getting tapped into. So I feel like maybe I was just one of the people that they wanted to roll the dice with, and, you know, which I feel like is a good move. So I'm excited. Maybe that was it.
Yeah.
Man, listen. We about to change the temperature. You better keep it honest with me too, man.
I have a question like that too.
You ain't gonna start. I can see it. I can see it in the glasses. I can see it in the hair, man. How have these women been treating you since, you know, you went from, you know, oh no, now you probably, oh yes.
Oh yes.
Yeah, you like, let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it.
Hey, I mean, you know, hey, LA is crazy. You know what I'm saying? It gets crazy out here. I gotta protect myself.
Right, protect your energy, King.
For real. Yo, I got a stage right on my door. I'll be, you know, every time I got visitors, it's time to sage it. You know what I'm saying?
Keep the energy clean. So we're all family here now. So we just want you to give us the real answer here. What does sunshine in the bag mean?
So sunshine in a bag was pretty much okay. So like me being so I was raised in the jungles for like majority of my life, and you know, it's not like the nicest, you know, rich area and stuff like that. So to me, sunshine in a bag was always just like the vices in people's life. You know what I mean? Whether like it be smoking, money, women, drinking, whatever. I feel like sunshine or music. So I felt like that was the best title for it, because it was just to bring a little bit of like light to dark stuff happening or whatever, or just darkness.
I saw a picture of you, and you had something in your hand, and you captioned this sunshine in the bag, and it was a bag in your hand, and I was like, oh, maybe. But
it was some sunshine in the bag though, wasn't it?
Sunshine in the bag.
Yo, you want, bro? I went to Mexico like I want to say like 3 weeks ago, and they pulled me over. I got secondary inspection, and the guy was like, what are you doing here? And I was like, oh, I'm an artist. I have a show there was like a show I was doing with like 20,000 people. And he was all like, oh, okay, what's your Instagram? And he looks up my Instagram. That's the first picture he popped up. And he's all like, where's this stuff at? I was like, oh, damn.
Wait, the cops in Mexico play no games. Like, I get scared. I literally, I felt like I was going to be pulled over and then like locked in a cell and never come out. Because some of them are like corrupt and then some of them are not. And you don't really know like which way to go. And then they can tell when you're not from there.
Oh, hell yeah.
So it's like, I almost got locked up out there and I was so scared. I thought I was never coming home. We were just speeding. You know, it's like
just speeding.
We were just speeding, but they can tell when you're not from there. And they were following us for a little bit. And I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna lock us up. I'm never gonna see my mom again. And it was scary, to be honest.
Which part of Mexico were you in?
I've been to Mexico a couple of times, but we went to Guadalajara. My ex was actually Mexican. So we were in the hood in Mexico. So it wasn't even like we were in the nice, like, you know, like the nice touristy parts, like Cancun. We're in the hood and they know we're not from there. I'm like, yo, I'm never coming home again. It's scary. And some of them, you know, they don't follow any rules. And it's like, okay, I might disappear and nobody even knew what happened to me.
Yeah, that's how they make that extra money. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's about robbing folks. It's crazy.
So you do shows in Mexico too?
Yeah, I did a sold out show in TJ. I was headlining that about 2 months ago. And then I went with a friend of mine. He's one of the biggest artists in Mexico. He had a show out there. There was 20,000 people. And I went out there just to perform with him like about 2 weeks ago. So yeah, there are
Wow.
crazy shows out there for sure.
No,
So
what do you do in LA for fun?
You say what, bro?
What do you do in LA for fun outside of going to Dodgers games?
Yo, that was actually not my first time, but that was my first time like getting a tour of the Dodger Stadium. I was tight.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, it was nice. It was really nice, yo. But I mean, on my free time, usually, honestly, I'm always somehow creating. You know what I mean? Like today, this morning, I was supposed to go shoot. Like I was gonna shoot. I like to get behind the camera sometimes. But I was gonna go shoot like a commercial for some business of one of my friends. It's just like a hobby I like to do. It's just I have fun with it. I have videographer friends who come through and just help me with all the, the heavy lifting and the little stuff. So I just do like the fun parts, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, mainly I just like to create whatever I can do to create. But out here there's just also, there's the beach, there's Hollywood. I always got friends who want to like, you know, uh smoke weeds, you know what I mean? So that's cool,
Let me ask you this. Tyga, so do you know what's going on with Tyga? He dropped this song called Ay Caramba, and there's like all these Mexican stereotypes in the video. And apparently like people that are of the in the Mexican community were offended by it. Like as a artist that, you're Mexican, does that bother you? Have you seen the video?
I did see the video, and I don't know if y'all remember his last song, the Go Loco one.
Yes.
Like when I heard that one, I was all like, I see what y'all doing. You know what I mean? I kind of like they didn't take it as far as that Ay Caramba one. You know what I mean? But like when I saw that, what just made it worse is that they didn't get a Mexican artist on it. They got like what's John C? I don't know what he is. He's like, I don't know, Puerto Rican or something probably. But yeah, so it didn't really make sense. And then when I saw that, it just like it got to a point where it was just all like, oh damn, bro, that's a little too much. It's funny, I actually messaged him after Tyga. I know he probably ain't gonna read it, but I was just like, yo, I see what you're doing, but you should get me on a song.
Would you be open to collaborate with him?
Yeah, I would I used to play Tyga all the time. I don't think what he's doing, like, I don't think he's trying to do it. I just feel like it came off wrong. And I feel like his team's not really doing it in the right way. You know what I mean? Because like I said, off top, that Go Loco song should have had a Mexican artist on it if they're trying to go for the Mexican like culture and stuff like that. But, I don't think there's no malice intention behind it. I just think they're just not doing it right.
Yeah, and I also think it's because he's from LA. He's from that area. He has a lot of Mexican friends. So I think like he probably feels like comfortable, doing some of these things, not knowing there might be, and Mexico is big. There's different people, they speak different dialects sometimes. What might be cool for someone in Cancun might not be cool for someone in Guadalajara, So it's like it kind of depends on the person. But that's true. I mean, he's been doing that a lot. He did A Macarena, Go Loco. Like that's kind of like what he's been doing lately. Yeah,
I mean, I just think he should have tapped in a little more with I guess Mexicans, if that's what he's trying to do. Smart. It's very smart. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Plus, I don't think a lot of Mexicans are like offended by it. I think they fuck with it kind of. Oh wait, I'm sorry, my bad.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's wild though, because if it was the other way around, we would be pissed.
Right.
That's fucking hilarious, bro.
It's funny because he's Mexican, so I wanted to ask him because it's funny. Tyga said in his apology, like, "Oh, I don't think Dominicans or Puerto Ricans are going to be offended by it," but it's like, no, they're not, because they're different Spanish people. Exactly. We're not all the same. Like, what might offend one group of Spanish people are not going to offend another group.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, he probably just worded that wrong, I guess.
Yeah. So Drowsy. I mean, Drowsy to me sounds like a pop song. Like the video is fire. The song is fire. Like what's the move now when you talk to Def Jam? Like, what are they trying to see you do? Are they trying to see you more go down like maybe the hip hop lane or the pop lane? Like, what's the direction there?
I mean, truthfully, like the whole hip hop thing, I even tell my manager all the time, like that's forever. I'm forever gonna do that stuff, whether I release it or not. I'm just always gonna do it. But I think right now it's definitely a little more pop, but not like not really like drowsy pop, more like just pop. So look, last time when I went out to New York, I linked up with some people from Def Jam, and one of the dudes, a real cool dude, he was like, yo, pop doesn't mean, a specific alternative or anything like that. It just means popular. So I was like, okay, like that makes sense, blah, blah, blah. So that's kind of what I'm focusing this time. Like, all right, I'm not going to focus on doing alternative or anything like that. I'm going to just focus on doing something that's more like universal, that, melodic and stuff like that. So that's kind of the direction that I'm going to go towards, because I don't want to do no crazy transition where, I'm just straight pop. And the people who helped me get to where I'm at, I'm just like, all right, lates, so I definitely still want to do something that where I cater to them and they can still enjoy it and stuff like that. So I'm just working on like that perfect balance. But I almost got it. It's almost like, you know what I mean? I'm already working on new music. I got a bunch of new music ready. So super excited.
Man, I'm actually excited for you, bro. Be honest with you. Even, of course we just met, right? But
Garnett's already your best friend. When he goes out to LA, he's gonna be like, oh no, what's good?
Hell yeah. Hey, pull up, yo. Pull up. I'll pull up on y'all.
All right, you better show us a good time too.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. The sunshine in the bag.
Exactly.
Yeah,
sunshine in the bag for the game, But no, man, I really this is more so just to get you thinking forward. I'm not sure if you have been thinking about this, but you clearly are creative in more than one aspect, right? And music can be a very long journey, but it is going to come a point in time where even if it's 10 years or 15 years, it's probably going to end, right?
Yeah, most definitely.
By you having all of these gifts, man, I say that you just get on them a little early so you can own the things that you do later on, because I do believe you are going to be a music superstar because of the way you act. You have all of the great qualities, and you're very personable, and that goes a long way. I would just literally say, man, build your team on the media end. You got your videographers, your photographers. That's something that nobody could ever take from you. And you can continue to build that out to not only shoot your videos, but other artists' videos using your company. I literally just wanted to leave you with that, man. I really think that you have a really great future ahead of you. And, wish you the best of luck. And yeah, I'm coming out to LA and we're going to make that happen. I'm not going for an answer, bro.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna get all y'all Instagrams, bro. Please, no. When y'all come out here, please let me know, bro.
He needs to link up with Mike Zombie.
That's yeah.
We need to make that happen. One of our friends from out here, we're from Dexter's from Philly, but we're from Jersey. One of our friends, Mike Zombie, he produced Started From the Bottom for Drake.
Oh,
he moved out to LA and he's like producing and everything out there.
Oh, fire. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You could probably give me my Drake collab. Nah,
right.
Maybe.
And if not, there's always Fat Joe.
Let's go.
You're not gonna do that to Fat Joe, Dex. Don't do that.
No, well, Joey's responsible for Big Pun, like one of the biggest, Latin rappers ever. But again, there's so many representations of Latin people. Big Pun is Puerto Rican. I mean, this guy is Mexican. You don't have you just don't have that representation yet. Yeah. So I'm excited about you, Ohno. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you. Okay.
I appreciate y'all for having me.
So Drowsy is out right now, right? And then the EP is out as well. Sunshine in a Bag. And then you got music coming out as well, right?
I do, yeah. I'm hoping to drop something in September or beginning of August. October, my bad. So it's gonna be tight.
Looking forward to it, man.
All right, when you get that Drake collab, don't forget about us, okay?
I know, right?
Please don't forget.
I'm probably gonna be the ones to help me get it.
All right, Ohno, thank you for stopping through.
Yo, by the way, congrats. I heard you have a baby on the way, so I just want to say congrats.
How do you know that?
So I know.
I do. It's my first. I was just telling them how I'm doing like classes. Yeah.
Oh.
I've never dropped a baby. So.
Do you get that morning sickness and all that?
That was in like the first 3-4 months. I don't get it now. Now my feet just swole up, my hands and my feet.
Oh.
I was just out in LA for the BET Awards. We were broadcasting live from out there. And that heat, man, is something different. I was like, I can't be in this heat. Not pregnant.
When you brought your baby out to LA, it's traveling already. Damn.
I did. My baby was out there.
Oh, dude.
All right. Oh no. Thank you for joining us. Have a great night or day. You're in LA, so it's day.
Yeah, have a good one. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You too.
All right. Bye. All right. That was fun.
We haven't done an interview in so long, and I felt like I was gonna be rusty, but that was really good. Like we were on top of it, y'all.
Man, we're good, man. We can do this. I'm so hot right now. That's another thing about being pregnant. You're always hot.
Bro, I'm not pregnant. I'm just outside. I'm hot too. I'm hot as hell.
You know, I was wondering if that was like one of your things, but I'm like, I don't know what TV show that is.
This is backyard.
All right, so let's hop back into Beyonce's album. Dexter, your thoughts?
You know what's crazy, y'all? I didn't even listen to it. I didn't listen to the album. I've heard like some songs, like some songs here and there. I could definitely tell it's probably not for me. But I have this thing where when people tend to do too much, but I've seen people talk about the Beyonce stuff all last week. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna let them talk about it, whatever. They're having a good time. I love seeing people happy, and people have been super happy or whatever about the album. And then I'm starting to see so much negativity about the album and about Beyonce. So like today, I muted Beyonce. I muted Renaissance, and my life has been so good, y'all. Like, I swear to God, muting Beyonce and muting Renaissance has been like a lifesaver for me.
On social media?
Yeah, like no disrespect to Beyonce at all, but I'm sick of seeing it. I don't need it. I don't need it. Y'all are breaking my soul.
My soul.
And then it's like people are sending stuff to me, like the group chats and stuff, and I'm like, I'm not gonna comment on it. I just don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And like it's brought me so much peace just to not engage in any of that stuff.
You know what's crazy? Like, so my boyfriend hasn't even listened to the album, but he knows all the drama. It's like you cannot escape the drama that's going on with this album.
Well, I mean, listen, once Khalees dropped that bomb, because it's like, because I'm on Twitter, right? But when I go to the trending page, it's like, and I only go there to see like what name probably shouldn't be on there. Khalees' name was on there, and I'm like, what the hell happened with Khalees? Like, what the?
That's good, because usually when I see somebody's name who shouldn't be up there, I'll be like, oh damn, they left us.
No, I think there's a sex video.
Really?
When I see a name that shouldn't be there, I'm like, oh damn, someone's penis or someone's bare vagina is about to pop up on my feed.
I want to be more like you, because I be thinking the person is gone to glory. Like,
I just be trying to figure it out. So it's like I saw her trending. I'm like, okay. I went back on my feed and I saw somebody tweet about her. So I'm like, oh, it must be something. It made it to my feed. And then, I watched the video. She's more so talking about not Beyonce but more Pharrell and whatever situation she had with him. And it's a trickle down effect with Beyonce. I just thought it was just interesting because we never really know like the behind the scenes that go on within the music industry or entertainment, especially when it comes to contracts, publishing. Like, a lot of us, we don't understand how certain people can get in certain situations. Right. But, to see her speak so, honestly and passionately and with conviction about it, it was hard not to like feel her pain, even though I can't fully understand what's happening. But, to to really feel her pain about what's happening or transpiring with the sample of her record. And I never heard this record, but you know.
You never heard the Beyonce record that sampled it? I thought you meant you never heard the Khalees record. You felt her pain. Like when I saw it, I'm just like, okay.
You know what? I did feel bad for her as well. And I think the thing that I felt bad for was people were like, well, shut up. You didn't own your masters. It's your fault. You know what I'm saying? But my whole thing is like, that's how the music industry was, and not making excuses, but we have all these artists, TLC, you know, all these women back in the day who were taken advantage, you know, by the system, you know, and it's like that really what I think is the bigger issue here. The fact that you can create your songs entirely and someone can A, steal your publishing, B, put their name as a songwriter and not even add you. The fact that that's even possible. And it's like, it was being done to everybody. Look at Ashanti, Dexter. Ashanti.
Yeah.
He's re-releasing her album because she wasn't paid properly for the album the first time.
Right. Wow.
So it's like,
but
it was a part of kind of like the culture a little bit. Like people were so anxious to get put on, you know, during these times. And it was like, you know, it was still, hip hop is still kind of like, you know, hip hop started in the late 70s and in the 80s. And then, you know, it started to transition in the 90s. So like hip hop didn't become mainstream, like mogul, like worldwide until maybe the 90s, you know, where like you're performing overseas. I'm not talking about, you know, you got a couple songs and they played in your borough. I'm talking about like mainstream success. Hip hop didn't start seeing mainstream success, like worldwide global success, until the 90s and the early 2000s. And it's like these artists were still learning. They were figuring it out. A lot of them are poor. They're just happy to have a deal. I feel like now the artists are more educated. The kids are more educated about, you know, what their rights are, what they should be asking for, get a lawyer. But back then it was kind of just like, oh my God, I'm being signed. Absolutely. I'll take whatever.
Yeah, and it's crazy because a lot of that is still happening today too, with like a lot of these deals that these people
look at Fabio Foreign. They said Mace gave him $5,000.
Yeah,
I watched the rebuttal interview on that. So Mace went on he went on
no,
$1 million worth of game. He went on $1 million.
Right.
And
that was on Drink Champs.
And I mean, he pretty much broke it down to where I could understand it. Like he from his standpoint, he did a good job. Now I don't know what's really happening between him and Fabio Foreign, but just to go by his rebuttal, it didn't come off as bad as it seemed when Fabio was just speaking.
The same thing probably applies to Khalees too. Like it's like at the time, like maybe it did make sense to everybody. I just don't really have a lot of sympathy for Khalees in this situation because like you never spoke up about this. So like now when like something is coming out and somebody's using it and crediting you too, like giving you the credit that you deserve for it, now it's like you're upset about it. But like 2 months ago, you weren't saying this. Like Anita Baker's a really good example of this as someone who's just like, they're not letting me do this. Like I'm not, please don't listen to the music at all because I'm not getting paid for it. Like that I can kind of respect a little bit more than Khalees getting upset about a sample of the song being used and you're not getting paid for it or whatever. Because like she was talking about it when nobody was sampling her work. She just did not want you to listen to the music because she was trying to get her masters and stuff like that. It just doesn't seem like Khalees was trying to do that. It just seems like you picked a fight with Beyonce, to be honest with you.
I think it was a nerve that got struck, that I think Pharrell's been poking, you know, using her music, you know, and she keeps it. It's like kind of like you're poking the bear. Like Khalees hasn't put out a hit in years, so she's a whole chef.
Decades. You know, decades,
right? Like she's a whole chef, like she's on a whole different career, right? So it's like she's trying to like get over, and then like little by little you keep seeing someone like poking the bear. I imagine you're listening to an album and you're like, that's my voice. That's my song.
But it's not like you didn't know that you didn't own it.
Like, no, but imagine like just casually listening to Beyonce's album and then you're like, wait a minute, that's my stuff. Beyonce's using my stuff. Where's my money? Where is my money? Because I know you making money off of this, Beyonce. Where's my money? That is my voice. I literally can feel her doing that.
And I'll piggyback on what you said. I think that's like the grand thing. Like, you know, maybe somebody else can use it, right? And maybe, you know, it might turn into a hit. But if it's on Beyonce,
right?
It's like, do you know how much money I'm missing out on? And the person that probably did me wrong, or I'm saved did me wrong, is about to get because of this, right? It's like that's going to hit a nerve. And to go to what you were saying again, though, if I was maybe her, like, it's, do you be quiet? Because you can be quiet and no one knows about this song, because the numbers on this song, it's going to be a star next to it on iTunes because you spoke out about it and everybody got to hear what song you're talking about.
Right. I definitely went and started searching for the song, and then there were two songs that they were talking about. It's Milkshake that it's called the intro pull where they like rewind it or something. Mm-hmm. It's not like fully a sample. It's called the intro pull something, where they kind of rework it, mm-hmm. you know. And then they're using her vocals, so I can hear her vocals. I can hear that. I wouldn't have known. Oh, that's Khalees. Obviously, Khalees would know, but I can hear vocals. So I believe there's two songs that were used, one of them being Milkshake, which is the beat that was kind of like, you know, kind of reworked a little bit, and then her background vocals. I thought it was crazy though that Beyonce pulled Khalees's parts out. Like, why not just pay her?
Because I think it's like it's kind of like one of those things if somebody were like to use, like, I don't know, like this episode specifically of the podcast, that they more than likely wouldn't credit Shayna with it because like she's not here. You get what I'm saying? Like I think it would have been nice for her to do, but it's kind of one of those things where it's just like, as far as Beyonce and her team are concerned, like they crossed out their eyes. They dotted all their I's and crossed out their T's. Like they did what they were supposed to do. And like your name didn't come up as someone that we should be reaching out to with this, because like, you know, we got this person owns this person owns this. Like, let's talk to this person. For all they know, Pharrell is paying Khalees. You know what I mean? Like you her got some deal that y'all doing their stuff. But as far as this sample to get it cleared, like we talked to the right people, and it just sucks that she just wasn't a part of that.
No, but I get that. But then when you see her rant,
when I see your rant, now you can kiss my ass, because like you because I just put my album out and I want people to be excited about my album and stuff like that, and you're gonna sit here and talk about I'm stealing. You gotta fight me. Like, now I don't want to fight.
But the root of the issue is my song was stolen by Pharrell and Chad, and no one reached out to me to tell me that my song was even being used, right? So the root is I'm not getting paid off of this. Like I was robbed. I don't understand why you just don't give her money. I just feel like,
wait,
I don't know.
Who give her money?
Beyonce.
No.
Why wouldn't you just pay the woman? The root of the issue is she's not getting paid.
That might not be her job. That might be
that's on Pharrell and who, like, that's on them.
I'm just saying. I thought for me, when she pulled her off the record, I'm like, this doesn't resolve the issue of the issue is my song was stolen and I'm not getting paid. Why not just pay the lady? That's what I don't understand.
Because then I gotta pay for it twice. Then that means I already paid for Pharrell and all them for it. Now I got to turn around and pay you for it just because I feel bad for you.
No. She kind of said it within her rant though, where it's like, you know, hey, look, Beyonce, I respect you, but man, like, you preach all this woman empowerment stuff.
Right.
Like, what you doing? Like, what's up? Like, show up.
Right. I think if you were really about uplifting women, and I don't want the Beehive to attack me or nothing, okay?
I do. Attack me.
No, but it's like, that response really surprised me, because I would think Beyonce would be like, oh, really? Somebody I knew put you in a bad deal? Like, damn, that's messed up. Here's $100,000.
I think possibly that could have been a thing that would have happened, but I just don't think Khalees went about it in a way that would have made sense. Like, if you would have went, maybe like you had Nas call Jay-Z.
They don't talk. First of all,
I don't know, like just have somebody.
Khalees left that green dress in their house, and that was their wedding dress, and that's how she broke up with him. She said, "I don't want you no more. Here's the green dress."
Oh, is that why
they don't speak no more?
Is that why the dress was the album? Like, really?
Yes, that was her wedding dress that she left in the house. Like, here, you can keep this marriage. Mm-hmm. And that little dress broke his heart.
Yeah, I mean, that's so sad. But I just think that if the police would have handled this behind the scenes, just had somebody reach out to her team or whatever, just making this public like that, for me, I just feel like, if I'm Beyonce, I'm defensive now. Like, the last thing I'm thinking about doing is throwing you a couple dollars, because like at this point now, like you done got the people calling me a liar and a cheater and a snake, and you got the girls talking about somebody ain't up there for women. It's like, we can't go down that path, police. No, we can't do that.
Okay, so I've never ever in my life seen a Beyonce album go through this much drama. Like, everything from it being leaked, the fact that Beyonce's album was leaked is just like a sign of the times. Like, Beyonce is like the most powerful artist, right? In my opinion, like
I agree.
The most, if we're gonna talk about most powerful artists globally, worldwide, I mean Beyonce immediately comes to mind, right? So it's like, for her to have her album leaked
and acknowledge it too. She acknowledged that it leaked, which most people wouldn't even do. I actually respected that a lot too. Like I like Beyonce, but I do think her fans. But like the fact that she acknowledged the leak, I thought, because this is insane to me. This is when I realized like we're gonna have a hard time with this album. I knew this before. When the album leaked, and her fans were like, we will not listen to this.
Don't listen
album.
to it.
This is wrong. We're reporting your page. They were arguing with people who are listening to a leaked album. I said, this is going to be nuts. I knew it. And look at it now. It's insane. I'll tell you what, I love Drake to death. But if Drake put an album out and it leaked, I'm going to listen to it. I'm going to listen to the leak. I am. I'm going to listen to the leak. I'll listen to the real thing when it comes out to whatever, but I'm listening to the leak. I've been anticipating this. I like the artist. Yeah, I'm going to listen to the leak.
I didn't listen to the Beyonce album because I didn't want no smoke with the Beehive. I mean, even when the Khalees stuff came out, Khalees's fans reacted to the leaked album. People were even saying like, well, why you listen to the album in the first place?
It's nuts. It's insane.
No, but the gag is, remember we were talking about how she had hired people to like Me Too the album?
Yeah.
To make sure like she didn't work with anybody that was part of the Me Too or, anything. It's so crazy that like she literally went through, allegedly, I don't know. She literally went through lengths to keep people that have, been in violation of the Me Too movement off of her album. And then literally it's the most dramatic like release ever between Khalees saying that she stole her song, and then again the ableist community, the disabled community that came for Lizzo, they came for Beyonce. And then did you see Monica Lewinsky wants her to take her name off of Partition?
Monica really could go to hell though. Like, that's what I want you to do. Like,
she said, Beyonce, you changing lyrics? Well, while you're changing lyrics, why don't you change this one?
Do you still have that dress? As long as you still own that dress, I don't want to hear nothing from you. And by the way, that album that Monica Lewinsky is talking about came out in like 2013.
Right.
Go to like you got to stop.
Wait, and then Diane Warren, the legendary songwriter, saying, how does a song have 24 writers?
Yeah, I saw that.
Now look. I kept quiet on that, but I feel the same way. It ain't 50 people standing in the room writing those songs. Like, what's up?
That's her giving back to the community. Kanye West actually do it too, where if you're in the room, if you're present, because he likes to have people present, right? If you're present, he will give people a point or give people a credit because you're in there giving him the energy for the song that he picked for his album.
Oh,
I can respect that from Kanye West.
Yeah, but you can't blame her for like trying to take.
Let me just say, I can respect that from Kanye West because I know that Kanye West literally is in that room writing this stuff down, looking around, seeing who's in there, talking to the people. Beyonce ain't writing nothing. So like your name don't even, when you start taking them 27 people off, take yours off first because you ain't writing nothing. Like maybe
she might owe them.
They probably did more than she did. The 26 other people did more than Beyonce did.
Well, it's crazy too, because what's his name? Eric Bellinger, right? So this was a few years ago, but he was basically talking about this. I guess he wrote a couple Beyonce songs, or at least was credited for it. He basically broke down how, you know, she ran like a boot camp for, I don't know what album this is, but she basically ran like a boot camp for this, where it was like 24 artists in there, and like they were all in their rooms. Meanwhile, they're in like this huge mansion somewhere, so it's not like, you know, it's a real boot camp. They're living lavish, but they're working while, you know, she's doing her thing, and then at the end, you know, she'll come and touch up. No, I want this, I want that, I want this. But that's the environment that the albums get created in. So imagine if everybody's kind of in that room, and it was like, well, you know, I did this, well, I did this, or it's just like, hey, look, same thing, you know, the Kanye approach. But it's I think it does people justice, because there's going to be some people that's going to win a Grammy off of some of this because they, you know, they wrote it, and that's just that gives them a leg up to go and do what they got to do in their career.
Very true.
Let me say this though, a lot of like old school artists, they didn't write their stuff. Like what the labels used to do is they used to find voices, right? They used to find amazing, like powerful singing voices. And then like you even see it with the Temptations, or, you know what I'm saying? Like you see, you know, you watch some of these documentaries, like a lot of these artists, when they first started out back in the day, they would just sign people based off their voice or, you know, their talent. And then other people would write their music, you know, and they would sing music that someone else wrote. Obviously we've evolved since then. What?
Somebody told me J-Lo did that, but I don't know if that's true or not.
I mean, it was just a, you know, it used to be that way, you know. I mean, Whitney Houston, some of her iconic songs were written, you know, that she sang were written by other people.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not like that anymore. I mean, I think we have more of an expectation for artists to really be artists and be creative. And then when they're not, it's like we drag them, like, you ain't write this.
Yeah.
You know, I think the culture has just changed. But before, it wasn't like that. It was, hey, we wrote this song for you, sing it. Right, you know, and then you used to even say, sing it like this.
True.
So, but artists like Michael Jackson broke the molds. Like, he was writing his own stuff, like producing his own stuff. It wasn't always like that. If you had a voice, you got signed. That was it, point blank, period. Now you don't even need a voice to be signed. You don't even need to know how to sing. So, all right, y'all. That is today's pod. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you to Ohno for joining us. Definitely had a good conversation with him, and God willing, we will all be together next week. If I don't drop this baby, or if something else doesn't impede me from being on the pod, okay?
You're gonna drop this baby on Friday.
No, it's definitely the baby's coming this weekend.
Going down.
You think?
Oh, for sure. I'm telling you, that picture. Guys, go to Mina's Instagram and look at her her latest maternity shoot, and look
my
at
latest maternity shoot.
Because you had like 7. And look at the picture of her laying on the ground. That's all I needed to see. How long ago was that?
That was this past week.
Oh,
that was Sunday. Over. That was Sunday. Yeah.
You not making it to this Sunday. Watch.
Don't put that on me. Everybody got like bets going when I'm giving birth.
Over under. We taking bets. Over under. We taking them.
All right, y'all. Thank you for watching. It's the 228th episode of the Mina's House podcast. I'm Mina SayWhat.